All right. So I'm gonna go over the Boston Open Grand Finals, not the CDL actual like team Grand Finals, because these guys played on the new patch. So I kind of want to see like how they played it. Figured, I'll throw a mic in front of me and put it on YouTube.
Point gets us loaded in. Boston, let's make some noise. These could
Call
be
it a
your
day.
future CDL stars this to be up on the main
I'm just breaking down. I'm gonna be like breaking down what's happening and why things are happening because I'm trying to figure it out for myself, like as well. So a lot of it is
as we already talked
gonna be
about.
kind of a learning
Faze Black
process.
have been here before. Lore Gaming looking to make a name for themselves. Let's get it on.
Posture.
This is huge for Lore Gaming. Again, they've been playing all morning long.
So breaks are generally towards hen side and for third control, and yeah, that's what's happening. By the way, they fucked this up. Faze Black is the team on the right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lore is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the yellow arrows are actually Lore. White is Faze Black. Just pointing that out.
Will they come out maybe a little bit slow? Information for a seam over towards where Wiz
Okay.
is positioned, but
So fight for third goes towards Geo. Geo gets it. Geo gets the guy on time as well. And so you see this. You see big thing right here. Frosty really expects this guy to be here. He might have heard him, or he's just playing for this quite heavy. This is a really good position to just cut off Faze's ability, if you're Lore, to get control of third at all, because you can't even get AC. You can't even hit Black Barrel. Like, there's no way you can kill this guy, Clock Tower, if you're Faze Black, like, if Frosty gets it.
Has not changed here on Karachi, just going to be smack dab in the middle through rubble. Nice shot.
And he gets a big 2. So now, since P2 is generally pretty scrappy, you don't need to rotate it for it, like, as early. So most teams generally go around 20 seconds. Like, yeah, 20 seconds or so.
Out of Exceed playing top bridge, going to start off 2-0.
So they're still going to fight.
Gonna start thinking about that rotation over towards New, just 20
And now
seconds
Faze
remaining.
should get this time. So immediately Frosty refills. Where did? Wait, what? I clicked in the future. Okay, I did. Yeah, so immediately Frosty refills clock because he kind of understands it. So Frosty probably wants to OE. No. I was gonna say Frosty probably wants to set up here so that he can OE. Because the OE is kind of annoying. The OE isn't necessarily that good because if you're OEing but you're not the team that's spawning like back dumpster jump here, then you being like getting top castle, cutting off this back yellow area, getting plat control, it's not actually useful because you have no line of sight on the other team just jumping to hill.
Opportunity here. Wiz needs to be the tip of the spear for Lore, just to try to get themselves a little bit further forward.
You can use it to flip spawns, but like I said, P2 pretty scrappy. And the team, you kind of want to be spawning, P3 side anyway, because that's next hill, and P3 is more of a money hill than P2, like that's for sure.
But if you start finding yourself in a trading,
So yeah, Craze, I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm not gonna lie. All right, who was that? Wiz, sorry, not Craze. Yeah.
development, you're going to start spawning way far out, and it's going to set up Faze Black 1.
So yeah, you have these scrap spawns now that New Hill popped. P3 spawns aren't prio. They were just spawning back here because it was still P1. When it crossed over to next hill, they're now spawning scrapyard. So yeah, this is definitely preferred spawns.
For some good time.
Here comes the next hit though from Lore, all of it from the front.
So this guy spawns all the way out white truck. Kind of weird. I said this guy being green is good. Was that Exceed that got that? No, that was Crimp. Okay. But he shot at the guy on cross. He gets a big kill here, green. He's able to assist his teammate here. And so it's getting mixy. Now Crimp's just getting in. Nice.
Now just repositioning at least through archways.
So 30 seconds left. Lore is definitely like more concerned about getting red control, maybe being able to get the guy off time. But they kind of want to make sure they don't lose these spawns. Like that's their priority here. Red control is big for that because you expect Faze to be, assisting old at this point in time, especially with 28 seconds left, you expect Faze to be filling through ult, and that means that they're likely to fill through ticket or red. So red control here for lore is pretty important.
Trying to at least find more kills.
Kremp's gonna kill. Oh. So Kremp gets both. Now they lost all red control. Now everyone on lore has to, not everyone, but like this guy Scrapyard is not enough to be looking at red. You need another guy here.
Top of the stairs. This man is a problem. 7 and
Geo sitting on this dumpster spot watching mid cross. This is pretty standard.
2. Yeah, 3 in a row. And
Crazy is gonna go OE. He's got a sub, so he's gonna try and get into red. Geo sees one cross.
chance to try to open up the rotation over towards new again. Remember,
I think Geo only saw one cross. He saw one cross and immediately gave it up. And so what's happening here is that FaZe are playing for lore to overcommit the Scrapyard side. And after that, they're all going to cross down here to try and break through third. Geo, if he would have held this cross,
we're on new patch, so
he would have saw 3 people cross. You know the last guy's old. You don't even need a guy looking at red. You need a guy that's going to be looking at red in like 20 seconds. But you don't need a guy looking at red right now at all. And lore have 2 guys looking at it. So that's not good. And not only that, 2 guys way out of position.
we're going to look a little bit different as we continue through this hard point. Not necessarily here.
Yeah, so at this point, once you see nothing's even top hall, Craze, you should be wondering, okay, these guys aren't coming through red, I don't think. Unless they're kind of like late hitting it through bottom. Like, they're not coming through red.
But a lot of the focus you can see for Lore Gaming control.
And so you see Geo's trying to stare at top third. He saw that guy cross. He's expecting this heavily. And then number 2 down here is just waiting for someone to try and cross it this time.
That junkyard
3 and 4 are still looking at red.
position, trying to force that phase spawn as far out as humanly
So they get info on 1. Like I said, Geo, I think, only saw 1 cross. So that's expected. These guys still are looking red.
possible. Wonder what Brack's gonna do once he soaks up the back.
So now you have info 2 people are third. It's like, oh, okay, we probably shouldn't have 2 guys looking at red now.
Scrap time. It's realistically
So
looking
yeah,
like
Frosty immediately picks up this frost to assist, or cross to assist. Huh? Craze, I don't think knows what to do.
3v3 towards the bottom side of the map.
Oh, he's watching the Scrapyard OE so that Frosty can watch this cross and no one can just push him and kill him, you know. And because you really want scrap control for P3 here. If the people holding P2 manage to get scrap control, then they can pretty easily box your team out of like this hen push, basically, and they can get across and in the back, and you know, it's kind of, you just kind of lose that battle.
Some kills start to come through, and from the position that FaZe Black are currently in, Wiz spawns over by Chicken Coops. He's gonna.
So still, Frosty and Craze over here have not seen a soul or shot their gun in like 40 seconds.
Have himself a nice little pinch.
Now Craze is like, okay, man, like he just sends it. Like he's had enough, and they should be spawning over here at hen. For some reason they didn't. Not sure what that was.
He's looking to get us clear on this top position. Finds the first cramp on 5 in a row.
So Craze finally like is hitting to see a guy. Frosty is still looking at Scrap. Like, and they're all just ignoring Scrapyard entirely.
Oh, hell of a start for him. Has both weapons deployed.
Oh, number 5 slips. So Frosty wasn't watching this cross because he's still looking at red. Craze wasn't able to turn fast enough. 5 is just gonna get in and kill this guy.
Play with, but instead wants to try to take down.
Now FaZe have control of this hill. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Is from behind, looking for that cruise missile. Up close and personal.
That's a big one by Geo.
Able to beat him down, shuts down
Or
the
Craze.
streak, but FaZe still securing a chance to contest.
Yeah, but they just trade out.
Look at those spawns from FaZe Black. They're spawning closer towards Junk. That's gonna
Craze
put them in
probably
a
gonna
prime
try and get him off
position, trying to
scrap,
reinforce
because
P3. This is starting to turn into a pretty bad
P4
piece
is,
here if you
like,
are
way
Lord.
too
You're almost
scrappy.
forced to play for the 20 seconds, but you can't give up the spawn Nothing new.
Looking a little shaky with the ARs from Lord, just not getting themselves in good positions. And Faze Black from the high ground first.
So
just kinda
now
raining
Faze are spawning
hellfire down
Scrap.
into these hills has worked out
They
really
know
well
that
for their breaks,
Lore are
and
going to be
now we're
spawning
starting to see
Clock
a
Tower.
very steep difference in the scoreboard. Going to be right around the 100 to 25
And they go 2
mark,
down.
And Lore need
So
this setup as we head over to the new fourth hill.
And this new P4 just outside of church. Just
yeah, you
outside
see
of
Lore
Tools, if
just
you
playing
will.
completely for Faze to be spawning like Scrapyard side. Like completely to Boxman. I think Craze right here is prone bottom green watching the mid cross. He doesn't actually have the cross to the back.
See a lot of time. This is not a
The reason for that is because you don't care if they cross to the back. Because as long as no one on your team on Lore is blocking this spawn back here, like back dumps or back P2, then the other team will not, like you're gonna spawn Hen and Clock Tower prio. The other, well, the number one priority spawn. Sorry, just let me redo all this. Number one priority spawn for P4 here is gonna be yellow car in like cafe-ish area, like bus over here. A guy bottom green looking out this way will not block those spawns. But if he opens up this door and looks out this way, it will block these spawns. And so because you have a guy Clock Tower, they won't spawn Hen. They won't spawn here either. If you're blocking everything, because the Clock and Hen are number 2 priority, right? Yellow car area number 1. Clock Hen number 2. If both those are blocked, you spawn close back hill. And you're in a very good position to get some time off this hill if you're spawning back here. So just sitting tucked here, watching your mid cross and forcing them to play through the back while they spawn yellow car instead of close in the back is nowhere near as bad as blocking it and having them spawn here. And you have a pretty preferential spawn that sets you up really well to have third control and all that shit. I know it sounds like a fucking shit ton of information. I'm just like, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm just not very good at it.
hard point that has been adjusted in the game.
Yeah, so dumpster spawn, yellow car, blah, blah, blah. That's where it spawns.
Warfare 3 where full 60s exist. Very difficult, very tricky. There's a lot of different nooks and crannies that you gotta...
Because these guys are Hen, they're blocking Hen. There's also a variation kind of where you start spawning over here from P3. But number 8 for Faze Black is also blocking that. And he's going to be playing through third. So he's going to constantly be blocking that spawn. The guy Hen's going to be blocking Hen. Did Homie just spawn Clock? I don't think he did. No, he's been playing it.
Tools, if you will, been adjusted to at least take down...
So now that this guy Clock is dead, looking at this position, yeah, number 4 should 100% spawn yellow car.
But these battles happening over by bridge are everything.
Okay, it didn't spawn number 4 or number 1 yellow car because Asim died first. And so the prio spawn once again, yellow car, side bus, dumpster. So Asim spawned here because he was the first to die on prio. So then now Asim off spawn blocks the prio spawn. Clock Tower also is being blocked. So now Lore are spawning close in the back. This is what I think Craze was trying to avoid by sitting prone in green watching the mid-cross like the way he did. Like, give them the back. Give them the ability to hit the back. Just don't block that yellow spawn. And just don't go down first. If that's the case. Because Asim dying first right here is what made all the difference. If Asim dies half a second after he did, then Geo is spawning here. And Asim is spawning close in the back. And this is looking really difficult to hold for Lore. But it happened the other way around. It's like really specific, but
Frosty 1 and 6 start.
And again, that
really important. So once again, he's hitting yellow alley. He's still blocking these. So close in the back spawns again. And basically 2 people have a better line of sight on the hill that spawned after Asim than Asim has right now.
Foiled, and there hasn't even been a moment where Laura's been able to get foot inside the hard point to this time. Asim, a couple of doubles, that is an opportunity for him to work.
Okay, where did Asim get this kill?
That takes down Glow Frosty 1 and 6 start.
Number 6. Aziz is up top. a seed being up top here, having a line of sight on that yellow, blocks the spawn.
Again, that whole setup for
A
Lord
seam
being
dies.
completely foiled. And there hasn't even been a moment where Laura's been able to get foot inside the hard point.
Oh my god. Craze drops down into third, into green. And like I said, when you look out that door, that line of sight the game starts tweaking and it won't spawn him there. That's why his teammates end up spawning weird.
This time, seeing a couple of doubles, that is an opportunity for him to work.
This guy spawns dumpster. And then it's a little bit delayed. So if you're holding this line of sight, right? The millisecond you open up this line of sight, the spawn system doesn't like fully react. It's like a second after, kind of. It's a little bit delayed. So that's why one guy spawned dump, which is kind of what you would expect. But then the next guy spawned all the way over here. It's because it's like 1 second delayed, or like around there. And around 1 second ago, Craze was blocking accidentally. And around 1 second before that, when Brack spawned dumpster, Craze, the game hadn't, or the spawn system I should say, hadn't yet like recognized that Craze is in a position where he should be blocking. So that's why the spawns were kind of weird there. Like logically, it makes a little bit of sense.
Work around the back and another
And now yellow like yellow car prio here. No one's on Faze is blocking this, so there you go.
Comes through for a seam 10 and 9 for him. Faze Black still keep the hard point open.
Yellow car still, and then by spawning yellow car and having this guy here blocking kind of this spawn area, the hen spawn, the clock spawn, Faze are just now spawning close in the back, and they're gonna end up getting a good chunk of this time, I assume. Although Lore are playing very heavy for this scrap time here, and they also have kind of good spawns to go ahead and rotate. So maybe not, but
it is 102 to 28, and the SMGs from Faze Black have a combined 21 kills.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've seen worse.
I've seen way worse.
Lore need to wake up now.
what the fuck?
1 kills.
Yeah.
I think number 5 being right here. Like it's like, okay, I can spawn you dumpster, but for some reason,
it's pretty good.
Like shortly after that,
I've seen worse.
It's like it starts spawning them.
I've seen way worse.
Lore need to wake up now. They just got done playing back-to-back best of fives.
Everything's expected.
It's not traditional gamer hours, but this is your one opportunity. You need to have a
Yeah, so guy that dies first, spawns up first, gets prio spawn, yellow car. They still spawn out.
very good P5 as we move
I think this guy, having this line of sight where he can see through hen, actually blocks the send spawn. Funny enough.
over towards this new junk P5 hill. Very difficult hard point to break. Kremp gave himself a good shake to at least
Now 0 seconds, so I'll never know. Once again, this guy's blocking yellow. This guy's still spawning. I mean, the spawns kind of remain the same for this hill for some reason. But yeah, when number 2 spawns here, you know someone is red.
another double, but nice trades coming through from Lore. They might be able to set themselves up for the initial 20.
We need a spark plug. We need some.
Yeah. They know that Craze is blocking the back spawns. Good play by Craze, by the way. Like, absolutely insane. But now they start looking this way, but they should have immediately known, based off this spawn, that someone was red. Because whether it was like right when the hill hit 0, so you don't really know if he's spawning for new hill or spawning for old hill. But either which way, the only way you spawn there is if there's someone blocking, like this front cafe.
Lore gaming team a little bit more comfortable on the main stage, and it very well may happen here. Craze playing on the backside of 3, Geo and Glowfrosty kind of assisting over crossing angles as we look at this junkyard hardpoint.
Craze is just kind of clearing spawn and shit.
First 20 seconds are good, and Faze Black still trying to set up this hit. It's going to come around the back. Craze, opportunity for him. Able to find the first, keep his life. Good non-traded kill coming through with the follow-up.
And he's just going to stay alive back here and keep blocking. Because if he got insta-traded right there, then guess what? Asim's just going to spawn right fucking here. And you're going to spawn out fucking here. So, like, you're going to spawn all the way here. Asim's going to spawn here. This guy number 5 is probably going to block all this. So.
Geo. Now with that spawn out for Asim, you realistically know that all this hit is coming through.
Yeah, and so now... Oh, Asim spawned back here? Okay, well, there you go.
Front side of market. It's going to force Kremp as well as Brack to play a little honest.
No idea why Asim spawned here, and then his boy spawned here. It might be because this guy walked in the top red. Did he ever check this window? That's actually kind of important.
His life, good non-traded kill coming through with the follow-up from Geo.
Now,
Yeah, so this guy's like close bottom red. Asim spawns outer calf. which makes sense because you can see out this little window right here. I think he might be top though.
You realistically know that all this hit is coming through the front.
Yeah, I think he's top. So yeah, once again though, there's single window. So it could be that being close enough to single window actually just spawns you out.
Side of market. It's going to force Kremp as well as Brack to play a little honest, and it's going to give Crazy the opportunity to play this corner and get more kills.
Well done. Good patience from the young lad. Brack falls, Exceed, able to get out one.
Yeah. So Kremp being here is really annoying. This guy, once again, is bottom green, so I think he's going to end up blocking a lot of these spawns. Although he might see where Asim just spawned out or calf.
But still, Lore very planted inside the hard point.
Nope, he did. He blocked it. Boom.
Focus from Geo to the
Number 7 hadn't yet died. Number 2 just spawns Narnia. Because the guy's bottom green, and this guy died, you know, a little bit too late.
Front side at red. Exceed the only one left alive. A couple of shots, just Geo saying, hey.
Now number 2 pushes up, blocks all these spawns. Now everyone on Faze is spawning Narnia. Because as soon as this guy died, Lore had control of P3 spawn, which is prio. You want P3 spawn for P1.
I know you're here, and that's enough for Craze to push forward, find his 4th in a row. How on rotation. Okay, Lord Gaming showing up. We've got ourselves a match at hard point.
There we go. Now just about 30 points in between these two teams. Into the second set we go. Craze showing up in a massive way up on this force free up top. Gonna find number 5 up towards top AC. Unaware of that one. Brack will take Craze off of
P3
that
prio spawn.
15 and 8 now for the young
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why Craze spawned there. Could have something to do with Brack mantling up at this exact moment, but like I said, the spawns are normally delayed, so I'm not sure if this had something to do with it, or maybe that Asim jumped up top red and like peeked this way, and the game didn't like something about spawning him P3 when someone was red looking through this mid cut. But yeah, Crazy just spawns complete Narn.
And Geo trying to match his pace now up top as well, taking Brack out of a very key
and yeah. Okay.
Power position, but you have to keep in mind that you got to get Faze Black off of this hard point.
Crazy is just flying through, but the trade war is over, and now this back spawn's being blocked. Once again, they're not spawning P3. I don't understand.
Time, while also making sure that you could accrue more yourself.
Great routes being used.
Okay.
Used by Craze to get around the backside. And I will say again for a guy.
So yeah, everyone's spawning down here. All these guys should be like tweaking. It should be like, wait, someone has to be yellow car.
That just turned 18 last year,
like
only
Cafe.
2 months of Challengers experience. His POV is good, but his decision making has really matured since we watched him play through the LCQ. Couple of trades coming out. Hardpoint goes neutral. 94 plays 131, 20 seconds on the hardpoint, and Lore still inside. The question is, at what point do you try to rotate over towards new?
It should have been about 5 seconds ago, Alan. That's when you realistically want to try to put a player on rotation. Even Geo off the retake.
Oh, that's huge. What ends up happening there is that both these guys are playing for this guy third. Craze just walk like. I don't think that Asim wanted to chow the guy third, but he wanted to help his boy. Craze just walks on this hill, kills him, and then Asim, before he's able to kill Craze here, dies to the guy third that they were both originally playing for. And that worked out really well for them. Great play.
Is gonna elect to go through the middle of the alleyway.
Because that's a 20-point swing. That's very big time.
About 7 seconds. 105 to 132. Trying to set themselves up for an early break at 2.
All 4 members for Faze Black set up and bunkered up in the diner. Lord.
So yeah, once again, they're setting up right here where you just watch your close OE. You jump up wall so that you can help quickly instead of committing a guy all the way on this fucking OE. And so now you see number 4 here, Frosty, is going plat. But like, how useful is it? Right? You can't see this guy. You can't see this guy. Right? You can't see basically anyone. You can't see the guy in ticket. You have to jump down to be useful. Like, so there's no point being there. Yeah.
Looking for information. Can you isolate anywhere? Kremp, backside desk, good for the first. And oh, nice shots from Wiz to confirm the trade. Now the 3v3 starts to develop. Lord not quite pushing the issue yet, though. And Faze
so I think he tries to jump down, just dies immediately. Wait, what the fuck? So it's getting mixy. Hold up.
Desk, good for the first. And oh, nice shots from
your guy dies ticket.
Now the 3v3 starts to develop. Lord not quite pushing the issue.
So homie spawns back here. And he goes to fill plat.
Yet, though, and Faze Black once again, like we were here last time, just picking them apart one by one.
You're almost forced to be a little.
And yeah, you're just out of this plat. you killed the guy Plat. Like, I know you want to get Plat and pick up the cross for your team. But it's getting mixy on hill. You have to jump over that dumpster. Like, I know you spawn here, and it doesn't seem like it's that big of a detour. It's a fucking pretty big detour, though. This is silly.
A bit more desperate if you are Lord, just trying to
Now it's mixy as fuck on this hill.
counteract what these
And you're basically, you know, you could have 3 guys on this hill right now, and instead you have 2.
trades are looking like from Faze Black's perspective.
So Kremp's like, shit, it's mixy. He goes Plat to watch this cross. And then immediately he's like, shit. You know, his teammate goes down on hill, and there's someone back half, and he's like, fuck it, and jumps down.
Last player inside of the hard point will be Geo. Glow Frosty's there to at least
Then immediately just dies. Yeah, that's not a good. That was not a good play. Oh, sorry. I'm leaning back. I'm not using my Astro mic, so like I forget. I have to stay like same distance.
him in some degree, but Exceed, he was frying from a position like this yesterday, even with the Renetti in hand. This guy can be a real problem.
We just try to sneak around the back, and no, not gonna fool Exceed whatsoever. So once again, P2 dominated by Faze Black. A bit of a mess though on rotation. Craze making things mixy over towards Hotel. So again, we're seeing Lore at least set themselves up correctly.
So once again,
we have to
this same mirror setup.
start seeing efficiency on their holds.
Yeah, this rotation, this setup is everything. You cannot afford to get broken up, because if you do, well, then it's gonna go from worse to disastrous, and Faze Black might just call game.
Once again, no one's coming through red. Everyone's coming through mid and third. I don't know what info they have, but if I go back here, I don't think they were even watching the cross. Yeah, okay. So, you know one guy's here. You have 2 that you just killed. You only have 1 guy missing.
Again, we're seeing Lore at least set themselves up correctly, but we have to start seeing.
Why are you watching third? This is not a good. This guy should 100%, because Frosty has quick help on your cross. Right. This guy has quick help on your cross as well. Your close cross. The hill isn't gonna pop for quite some time. I don't understand why you don't go dumpster and watch this mid cross. Like, because he could get big info right now. The 2 guys are coming mid.
Yeah, this rotation,
He get big info. 2 guys mid.
this setup is everything. You cannot afford to get broken
But
up.
instead, he's just watching nothing.
Because if you do, well, then it's gonna go from worse to disastrous, and Faze Black might just call.
Yeah, so I think they kind of just play for this guy real quick on P3 or old P2. And then Crazy's like, fuck it. They're not going to repeat last time. He just insta-hits this flank.
At that point in time, Lore set up first. Grace is actually going to elect to take this route through the middle of the map. This is time.
He might get a big 2 here.
Finds the first for free. Kremp now stuck.
No, ooh, Kremp slips.
Does actually find him and escape over towards the back.
Oh, what's funny is that Geo was spotted back here. And he did something no one would ever expect. Yeah, right here. Geo just got the kill. And Brack is still looking. Geo was right here. He got spotted. He just ran through the back all the way around. And they let Frosty pick up the cross, kind of, to help. And so by Geo doing this, actually stumbles upon the guy that slipped across and got in the back and just kills him for free. And Brack is still looking here. And they both reposition. Like, Geo moves back to his spot, and Brack went to help, and then immediately turned back around once his team got the kill. And Brack is still playing for Geo in the same spot he was after he ran all the way through back spawn, killed a guy, and then crossed back. Like,
out of position, but still, first 20 seconds good. Lore.
Yeah, if you want to talk about like efficiency, like Geo played that. Just I don't know if it was accidental or not, but he played that so much more efficiently than Brack did.
Trying to keep themselves in the hard point, but now Wiz is the last one left alive.
So you know one's in the back. You have 2 watching your cross. Spawning clock. They should spawn close hen now. Yep, they're spawning in hen. Faze still spawning hen. Faze still spawning hen.
The Geo big trades. 40 seconds in between these 2 teams. Geo wants his back 15 seconds.
And now, yeah, clock spawn, because number 4, Glow Frosty, was kind of had an angle on this line of sight, and so the game prefers to spawn you clock instead of hen whenever you're looking down through this little like hen staircase where garage is and shit.
For Lore Gaming, past Church, all the way past Chicken Coop, setting themselves up for the rotation towards New. Again, not notoriously.
7 kind of got a weird one. Goes,
slowly chipping away at this lead that
kills the guy old.
their heads.
And I'll say, just kind of looking at how things have developed over the course of the
Now this time Faze are not playing through clock. Instead, they killed the guy ult, and they're like, okay, we're gonna play through third, which blocks does accomplishes the same thing kind of. You block this spawn, you block this spawn.
Rotation of hills. Glowfrosty has really stepped up. Now at 11 and 13 after what was like a 1 and 6 start. So really nice from Hamza.
Yeah, and so funny because they were playing bottom green so heavy. The way that they were playing bottom green so heavy basically blocked these spawns.
As the hard point again just opens up completely.
And this guy blocked the back spawn. So then now they're spawning front P3.
Neutral. Craze looking for eliminations, finds Cramp. Very
And now they're spawning back here because number 6 just ran side green, blocking these spawns. Now you spawn here.
wisely, values his life, doesn't want to overextend now off the
This guy spawns Narnia. Because the Geo just go into bottom. Yeah, so Craze is right here.
finds Cramp. Very wisely, values his life, doesn't want to
Craze is bottom.
now off the regen, has a chance to kind of dance with the devil as number 6 at Exceed is still trying to play through tool size, but good focus from Lord. They take care of the threat, and now they can get in the hill.
Yeah, Craze. Overextending, not a bad positioning to have yourself in, but the way that this hard point starts to develop itself, you
Yeah, and so now Faze kind of have like this accidental pinch because no one blocked this back spawn. And something happened.
Through tool size, but good focus from Lord. They take care of the threat, and now they can get
Yeah,
in the
number 5 here, Yellow Alley, ends up blocking all these spawns.
hill. Yeah, Craze. Overextending, not
So it spawns him side bus once he gets deep enough in this alley.
a bad positioning to have yourself in, but the way that this hard
And his teammate spawns here though. Because these guys are bottom green. Because these guys are bottom green, it prioritized here. But it didn't want to spawn him in the back for some reason. This was kind of a weird spawn.
hard point starts to develop itself, you have split spawns now for Faze Black, 2 players now and towards the back.
shots come through, and all 3
No,
straight
they're green.
kills. Well,
Dumpster spawn, which is prio. Because 7 is bottom green, so he's kind of blocking all this shit. It'll spawn you like right here, somewhere in the back right here.
Frosty, the last one left alive, and just flat out overwhelmed.
Now everyone spawns here. Close in the back. Because this guy third blocks all this. And looking out green blocks all this. Just simply by Cramp looking out this green door. He's spawning them like 40 meters further away from the rotation. So you're spawning them closer to the actual hill, but there's only 17 seconds left. This is not a money hill. Next hill is a fucking money hill. So this is actually like, I don't know if he did this on purpose. This is like a very good play.
So once again, Faze Black doing a nice job of keeping
And now they're all blocking yellow and this back spawn. And so he's spawning, like I said, like he spawns over here towards P1 side.
the 4th hill, not just neutral, but also finding ways to break for the scrap. Looking over towards rotation. Lore largely chalking this. Craze going to give this one last finesse, but Aseem not to be fooled. Takes care of him, no worries. And now we got a 3v3 over towards Doom.
Yep, Exceed's already
Ooh, yeah, they had info on Cramp here, and he still got Geo top. I think he was probably crouched behind that couch. And yeah, when you're crouched behind that couch, a lot of weird things can start happening.
over here.
It's a weird gunfight. You just got to stand up behind it.
Trying to anchor out the spawns for Junk. Big trade to have yourself if you are in hotel lobby, so Wiz needs to value his life.
So number 4 here blocks this prio spawn, and he spawns here instead.
Playing cut
Frosty needs to cross.
off his Glow Frosty, probably not expecting
Oh, that's greedy. That's greedy. Even killing the one guy there, even going for that first gunfight is like, oof. It's probably not wise. But the second one is something.
Kremp to still spawn into the back.
Yeah, and he just gets shot back now. He could have blocked this spawn. And yeah, these guys on Faze would have spawned way out. They would have spawned like back here, where that old hill spawn was.
Side of Market, but the pinch is successful. Wiz
But
finds
now they're gonna spawn here.
his way in, but
And since this guy is in red, I think he and his teammates are about to spawn way the fuck out.
Kremp's in position A. 22
Okay, I didn't see that coming, but still, that's significantly further out.
and 15 now for Kyle as he sets himself to move in towards the hill.
Here comes the route from
Because you didn't spawn cafe or close dumpster or any of that, you know someone is red.
Craze again. It just feels like he's always in the back line, and Kremp says, I gotta get out of here. There's nowhere to go. Stuck
So,
to
ooh, Craze slips, blocks this back spawn. Now Exceed spawns out while his teammates are setting up a push, and they got to see him for nothing.
between these small shacks and huts. Craze eventually taken care of, so now the hit for lore has to come from the front, and it needs to break this. Neutral goes to hardpoint. Split spawn situation.
What ended up happening is Craze, the game didn't register Craze's death immediately. It takes, you know, like a full second for the game for the spawn system to like recognize what's happening on the map. It's like a second behind. Or I guess the spawn system is a second behind what the game is. It just takes a little longer to, you know, process shit. But these two guys end up spawning out.
No, do they get a read on this?
Because even though like Craze died and they should have spawned back here, it was like just the right amount of time for the game to still think Craze was blocking and spawn them out.
Quickly from the
Now number 3 spawns here. He should know they're red.
front side of red, misses out an opportunity.
They were late on that read. As soon as homie spawns ladder, I know the mini map is like fucking so tiny, but as soon as these guys spawn ladder, it's like, oh, they're red.
So now lore have got the alarm.
They thought Faze was spawning back here, but Craze coincidentally ended up blocking perfectly. Homie pushes out to try and trade out this hill. I can't remember who it was. He dies, and then now they start spawning close.
Bells ringing, but it's just a little bit too late. Faze Black once again able to set up a break.
No, what? I don't know what Lando is talking about. They're not breaking this. The scrap time. They're getting none of this scrap time.
Maybe from that scrap time on P4, Faze Black were already over 200 points.
Yeah, I think they actually got none of it.
15 seconds.
What kind of
could be
break are you
massive
talking
for
about?
Gaming, but you are still trailing behind considerably. Going towards the third and truly the final set of hard
So
points.
you get third control. Not playing. I feel like this is kind of greedy. Going for this guy.
Lore Gaming starting to wake up slowly.
Yeah, I just didn't expect him. He was just playing like he wasn't even there. I mean, he had no info, but you would definitely expect that.
Trades up to 22 and 17. Geo's catching up at 21 and 22. It's not about a pace, it's just about finding yourself in the right position to be able to get the amount of time benefiting from the kills that are being found.
And think about the patterns.
Playing 2 through hint. I guess you don't want to go up this staircase. It's just not a very favorable gunfight on this guy third, who can just prone, kind of like almost stair glitch it.
We've seen to this point, P1 has not really been a success story for either squad, but the rotation to 2 has been dominated by Faze Black.
Yeah,
so now
Ooh, that's a nice turnaround by Asim. Spots this guy low hen. That's big info.
the win condition for Faze Black is just numerous at that. A lot of work to be done here.
Brack
for Lore.
doesn't
Lots of
chow it
obstacles
because he
to get
knows,
involved.
he expects this.
Brack up top.
You even see it. He pre-fired it and didn't expect Gio to be there. And then as soon as he turned and looked away, he was like, oh shit, he was actually there. And then he turns and chows it. So like smart play, not chowing the guy down low, but just chowing Gio like this. I'm not sure about that one, bub.
Third is the first one as well, and shots
Yeah.
from Gio, good to take him out of the picture, but again, time keeps on ticking. 241.67.
This is a good try.
Wiz taken out of the picture, and that may be enough for Faze Black to secure map number 1. Does anyone get here in time? It would have to be Glow Frosty, and
Nope.
he doesn't quite have the ability to dive into the hard point, so a very clean opening map 1 for Faze
I
Black.
mean,
Yeah, I'll say.
that was a little bit
You already
insightful.
highlighted it wonderfully, Alan. It's
Kind
just
of,
realistically that P2 rotation. Not once, but twice.
Yeah, I'll just go over that one, but it kind of goes really in depth on like why you spawn the way you spawn, and based on where you spawn you can kind of get info off of it, and like know things that other people have no clue about. That's a big thing in Call of Duty. Yeah, I learned some things. I guess there's some weird ones in there I couldn't quite recognize that, but yeah, I mean, I just did this. Wow, I've been going for 40 minutes, but yeah, I just kind of look at these and stare at spawns and kind of look at how teams structure and set up breaks and shit. Try and figure shit out that I don't know, and so I figured, oh, I'll just throw a mic in front of me and give it a, just post it on YouTube, give it a shot. I figured there might be like fucking 3 people out there that'll actually watch it, but yeah, I mean, there is a reason I'm talking a lot, But regardless, I'll end it on that one.